All right, so welcome back to OOTP 16, Vancouver Canadians expansion team franchise. I don't actually know what the title of the series is yet because I haven't posted the first episode when I'm recording this, but we're back here. We are done with the playoffs, and we got a 1 out of 100 season score. Our team was pretty terrible. We actually played really well in the second half of the year, all the way up to a 55 and 107 record. I went over that in the last episode. We finished 18th in total attendance, and our budget actually went up a little bit. It was supposed to be about 90 million, but because of our attendance, it went up to 102 million. So we have quite a bit of money lying around. Our player payroll is still 32nd in the league. So there's that. We're gonna check the playoffs, wherever that might be. Pause this on my phone. Might have got the audio coming out of my headphones on my phone because I forgot to pause my what I was watching. So where is history index? So teams. No, that wasn't what I wanted. Managers, leagues. There we go. Okay, so here I should be able to look at maybe not. Okay, here we go. So the Mets beat the Blue Jays in the World Series. It was a relatively non-competitive playoffs. I think every series was a sweep up until the World Series, and the World Series went 7 games, and it went back and forth. The Mets won the first 2. The Blue Jays won 3 straight after that, and then the Mets won the last 2. So very strange. Things happening. So I don't know where the rest of the playoffs is though. So there's that. We already looked at our team. So we need to go into the offseason now. We're going to look at salary arbitration. So we are not going to qualify either of our free agents. We're going to try and re-sign Hyun-Soo Kim whenever we can get to that. Because he had a pretty solid year for us. So Erasmo wants about 2.35. So we're going to do this. We're going to offer a 1-year extension to all these players instead of taking them to arbitration. This is a trick that you see a couple people on YouTube do because you get more of a direct negotiation there. So we're going to give Erasmo 3 mil. So that will be good. So where's currently thinking about your most recent offer. I want to make sure it's still capturing. Okay. Kevin Segrist had a pretty bad year, but I imagine he doesn't want a lot of money because he had a pretty bad year, about 913th. So let's see if we can get that down to about 7 flat. So go about 700,000. That's 70,000. And if we can't, we'll 880. How about 830? Okay, that works. We negotiated him down a little bit. We'll just go back this way. So there's that. Randall Delgado was in the minors like all year, but I'm thinking of bringing him up this year because our bullpen was so bad. He's definitely not a starter. He does have 4 good pitches, though, so he might be like a long reliever type. He was closing in the minors for us, so I mean, there's that 1.6 WAR that he had. We will give you 1.7. That's a Y. 1.75. See if you take that. All right, that's fair. I would pay him a little bit more than that, but if he wants just that, that's fine. Wilson Ramos is gonna be his last year of arbitration eligibility. I think I'm gonna non-tender him. He wants 6.6 million, and I doubt he's gonna get anything in a trade. He OPS'd 669 last year, and he was worth 1 win. He's a 2-star player. He's never gonna hit for any power or get on base. He does have like decent home run power, but there's no gap power. And ultimately, I think that it would be the best idea to just let him go. So I think we're going to non-tender him. That was weird. Why did it not? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so we'll non-tender Wilson Ramos. We're going to go forward, I think, with Rene Rivera as our catcher for this year. He actually had relatively similar stats, slightly lower OPS, and like a 620, but he's an amazing amazing defensive catcher, and we're gonna keep him anyway. But I'm gonna plan as if he's gonna be our starter next year. So let's go The same we did for Randall Delgado. We'll go 1.64. I'm still used to getting. My computer now doesn't have a number pad, so I have to type with the numbers at the top, and I'm still getting used to where all they're positioned because I usually don't use those, or I didn't use them before. Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. Or whatever. 2.08 million is fine. So let's head back. Why is he angry? Oh, because he expects to be in the starting lineup. Wilmer Flores, we definitely want to get back. He had a 114 weighted runs created plus last year, and he was worth 2 wins almost, even though he was just DHing. That's really good, especially considering, well, one, he led the league in at-bats, and two, last year with the Mets, he had 2 wins, and that was playing the field, and playing in significantly less games. So he was more valuable just hitting-wise for us, and he had almost an 800 OPS. So I'm really excited to see if maybe he can get that OBP up a little bit, but I'm excited to see if these ratings at all change, or if he can follow up that great year that he just had. So let's offer him a year of extension. I absolutely do not want to pay you that, because let's go 2 million. Alright, hold on. This might be a case that we have to take to arbitration. Yeah, because let's see if we can get it down to about 3.5. And I mean, he's worth paying, even if it's just like for 1 year. He's worth probably about 4 million, but alright, 3.5 we got him to. That's sweet. He's gonna definitely take that. I'm glad we were able to negotiate him down a little bit. Scott Van Slyke was pretty terrible last year. But I want to see. Well, I want to look if I can. Yeah, ratings. There we go. Not very good infielder. But we can play him at first base, and he's just be an okay first baseman. That's fine. So let's move him to first base officially. First base. See if that affects his ratings at all. Yeah, it's not a lot of range. Which is kind of bad, but at the same time, it's Scott Van Slyke. This is really just going to be used as a holdover, and it actually raised him over there. All right, so like 1.2 million, 1.25 million. So that'll work. We'll ask for a response, and we'll submit that offer. So now we'll go back to salary arbitration. Alright, so we're definitely not going to be tendering either of these guys. David Murphy was actually really good for us last year, I'm pretty sure. Negative WAR. 746 OPS. Yeah, I think we're fine. We don't need him back. Will Venable was terrible. Not going to re-sign him. Kyle Kendrick was pretty bad. But I will try to get back Hyun-Soo Kim. He had a pretty decent year. 105 WRC+. He 761 for us last year after we traded for him. And he had 5 home runs, 21 RBI, and 40 games started. So I would definitely like to get him back. I think he opted out. Yeah, he opted out. So we'll offer you an extension. 3 years at about $3 million a year. That is good. I really like that, actually. Because he's not super old, so it would actually be perfectly fine. So $3 million is totally fine by me. Okay, sweet. So we pretty much got everyone back that we needed so far. I gotta turn commissioner mode off one of these days too. And then all these, I'm gonna let the computer handle all of these minor league signings because I didn't sign any of those people and I have nothing to do with any of them. So let's sim forward and wait until we get a notification. And then we're gonna take a look at the schedule. Wait, hold on. Nora Ruiz may not be. Alright, let's go back. And throw him not on the 40 man. I don't want him to go to AAA. So. Oh, okay. Got it. Alright, I need to activate from disabled list. Is that okay? I guess that's what I needed to do. Alright, so let's clean out our mailbox. Or actually, hold on. Do we have anything we need to see? We should probably look into the player development update at some point. Oh, here's new budget. Our team payroll around 60 million. I don't have anything to do with ticket prices. Oh, okay. Here's what was Hyunsu Kim. Okay. A review of season goals. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Find a true top prospect. Well, that'll be the draft basically. See us with a better farm system. Working on it. Alright, whatever. So let's see where the player development, or if there was a player development update at the end of the year or not. It really does not look like it. Alright, so whatever. I don't really care at all. So we'll go back to this screen. Did I accidentally withdraw? You received a trade proposal. This is gonna be garbage. I forgot to delete these messages too. Alright, Derek Norris for more Flores. No thanks. That's not happening. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to click decline. Prowler, I understand you're insane, but no way. I'm not. Delete all messages. Never gotten a good trade from another team. It always is like I'm always the one who has to propose it. So let's go to salary arbitration. And sit forward. Wait for some of these people to accept our. Alright, so it looks like just about everyone signed. St. Slake, Wolf Flores, Segrist, Delgado signed. That's good because I think I accidentally non-tendered him. Yeah, and Segrist. Okay, so pretty much got everyone back so far. Salary arbitration. Marasmo, we'll offer you 2,500. Change that. Okay. So that's good. We will now send to the awards. See who won those. I gotta rename the awards too. Alright, Erasmo signed. So pretty much, alright, so every contract that we had out has been signed so far. Alright, let's see who won Gold Gloves. Alright, so we're in the AL, but we'll get the NL first. Lester, Real Muto, Zimmerman, that's a surprise. LeMahieu, Urshela. Apparently Urshela's on the Expos. Oh yeah, I remember that. He had a pretty decent year. Crawford, Blanco, Hamilton, Puig, that's a weird outfield. Zimmerman, Russell Martin, Miguel Cabrera, Jonathan Shope, Manny Machado, no surprise. Andrelton Simmons, Rusney, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Josh Reddick. Okay, so apparently Mookie Betts just didn't play. That's really strange. But we'll look at the next award, which is Reliever of the Year, and that goes to Sean Kelly in the National League. Had a really good year. And Zach Britton in the American League. He's a stud, so I'm not surprised. And Roberto is going to actually finish third, so that's good to see. You received the trade proposal, and it's probably terrible. So, and I doubt we're going to have anyone who won a Gold Glove. So, trade proposal from Chicago. I am not trading Richard Urena. No, thank you. That's going to be a steal of a trade. All right, so here's the Silver Sluggers. Stephen Vogt, Jose Abreu, Jonathan Shope, Manny Machado, Carlos Correa, Steven Souza, Mike Trout, Miguel Sano, and Edwin Encarnacion. And then in the NL, Matt Cain, Yasmani Grandal. That's a weak catching class. Oh, he had a 147. Oh, because his slugging was super high because he had 36 home runs. Okay. Joey Votto, Neil Walker, Chris Bryant, Corey Seager, Ryan Braun, A.J. Pollock, and Giancarlo, who had a kind of down year, but must have just been a bad year. All right, so we'll go rookie of the year, and I doubt that's anyone that we're gonna know. All right, so it's Seager and Gary Sanchez, who had a pretty bad year, but that's what it looks like anyway. I don't know. Let's look. Stephen Moya and Byung-Ho Park. Yeah, that wasn't a very talented class. 729 OPS. His OPS plus was under 100, but obviously I don't think the Yankees are concerned about that. Is that Eugenio Suarez? It is. Eugenio Suarez and Jose Lopez for Michael Wacha. What a strange move. Oh, Eugenio Suarez has good ratings in this game. Lopez not so much. Wacha's really good though, I thought. Is he or is he not? No, he's about the same as Eugenio Suarez in this game. Alright, manager Brian Price. The Reds made the playoffs, 91-71 this year. I have no clue how, but and the AL is AJ Hinch. That's not a surprise. I thought he probably should have won it last year, but they gave it to Bannister. And the Cy Young Award goes to, this looks like Scherzer or Strasburg. Strasburg, who's going to be a free agent, so that's pretty good. And Zach Britton, surprising to see a reliever win Cy Young Award, but apparently reliever of the year was tightly contested this year. That's really strange that two relievers finished in the top two Cy Young spots, unless it's just a bad year for starters. But the league ERA was like 4.5, I think, so that's not a surprise. I forgot to. All right, so Machado won the AL and Strasburg won the NL. So that's, I think, was it 2 out of the last 3 years that a pitcher has won NL MVP? Yeah, because Kershaw won it 2 years ago. He finished second this year. Rasmani Grandal finished third, and then Harper won it last year. So yeah, all right. So, you've received another really bad trade proposal. What is this? Yasmani Tomas? No, that's a shitty contract, and that's also not. All right, so Offseason center. No, I didn't want to create pictures. All right, so this is going to be the top free agents. Gio Gonzalez is someone that actually seems interesting. He's a little old, though. Why is he on the Tigers? That's weird. A lot of these guys are kind of out of our age range, though, I think. This guy, Jordan Negrin, was a created player, and he's actually really good. He had, 76 stolen bases this year, and he had an 842 OPS and 7 wins. I was surprised he wasn't, an MVP candidate. His nickname is also Mailman, which I thought was really funny. But he's from Honduras, so it's kind of almost like, and it says that he has Major League Service, or it says that he has Major League Service time, but that's just because he's a creative player. So I thought that was pretty funny that the computer created a player that was one of the best hitters in the league. Not really anyone else, it doesn't look like, that would be of interest to us. Adam Brinkman is another one. He's a 32-year-old, and he had 363, and he had a 1208 OPS in 72 games, a 238 OPS plus, and he is so ridiculous that I'm actually really scared. He's going to be a free agent, though, so maybe he won't be on the Red Sox anymore. But he is crazy, crazy good for them. So, go back. I don't actually know when some of this stuff is. Let's go to the quick play menu and see. So free agency filings. All right, so we'll skip to this date, the 22nd. It's not too far away. It's about a week. So, yeah, you can see actually right here. I should have thought of this. This is the playoffs. Stupid trade proposal. No, I don't want to make this retarded trade. Actually, that one's not as bad. It still would involve me giving up Richard Urena, though. Who's Alex Hassan? Why is he even thrown into this trade? Okay, never mind. So, yeah. So this is the playoff tree. I said stupid trade proposal. Again from Arizona. Stop asking me for trades. Check trade. Alright. So I thought every series was a sweep, but there was two 1-game series, one in the AL in the division series, and that was just the Blue Jays. And then the LCS was actually a little bit competitive in the AL. I didn't realize the Indians won 2 games, but the Dodgers kind of just no-showed the playoffs. It looks like. That round of the playoffs. I'm going to go get a drink. Sitting on the other side of the room. I've been talking this much, really drying out my throat. Looks like the game froze. Yeah, it did. Alright, wait for it to unfreeze. Might take a while. All right, we're good. So it was just doing all the stupid scouts players and all that crap. It's probably still doing it right now. So, all right, there we go. Personal message. So, free agents, international free agents. We're gonna check. Looks like everyone's probably terrible, but we will definitely take a look at that in the off-season center. So, I'll just gotta do this stupid creating pictures. All right, never mind. Free agents. Let's check the international free agents. Oh, maybe that's not where you go to do it. I don't know. So, yeah, Strasburg, Chapman, or that's Brinkman, actually, not Strasburg. Negrin is a free agent. Strasburg's right here. He wants $35 million a year. That's crazy. This is a reliever out of Cuba, and he wants $17 million. Oh, he could be a starter. Let me change him to a starter so it actually makes sense. Snowball. Could I not? I thought I could change his thing. Holy crap! He wants a 10-year contract. That is ridiculous. That's not a bad price though. How much money do we have? Oh, it's because he only wants $11 million for that first year. Yeah, I'm not giving you that contract. No way, bud. You only have 3 pitches. Oh, and his stamina is not that great. That is not a bad player overall, though. Like, if I had more money, I would sign him. But here's a starter out of Korea, Drew Storen. These guys are all a little bit older than I would like. If they were like 26, 27, I would totally. Akil Morris. That's a really intriguing option. Could be a really good reliever for us. Could be our closer, honestly. Oh, looks like he was with the Mets last year. Thought he was like an international guy, but he actually had a really good year. I don't know why you got non-tender. That's very strange to me. I'm gonna offer you a contract. I'm not gonna give you an opt-out. But I will do something. I'll put you for 3 for the entire contract. I'm not going to give you 4 years, so I will give you 3 years. I don't want to be on the hook for all that money or that extra $3 million in this market if this ends up not working out for him. And we're probably going to have to up the offer anyway because I imagine that somebody's going to make a competing offer. Exact kind of guy that we'd want, though. Young, under team control, not old as dick. I'm just looking now for guys. Did I not re-sign this guy? I thought he was. I don't know. This is a different Burgos. Might actually be better than the one we had already. He's a reliever. He might be good. He's got good stuff. Not very good control. He has 3 amazing pitches, though. I don't offer him a contract. Yeah, that's fine by me. 1.2 mil is not going to break the bank, especially for 1 year. And I'm going to get, looks like a full extra 5 years of team control, too. Or 6 years. AJ Jimenez isn't very good. Roberto Pena, no. Actually, he only wants a minor league deal, it looks like. Where did he go? I lost where he was. Oh, there he is. Amazing defensively, not ever going to be even decent hitting wise. I can take it or leave it. All right, Dustin Ackley, Henderson Alvarez, Jay Bruce, Trevor Cahill, Ruby, Ian Desmond doesn't want that much. Aimee Garcia, Brett Lowry's a free agent. What happened to him? Oh, he was terrible last year for the White Sox. He also can't really. Well, he's really good defensively. I just don't like any of his ratings. Understandable why they are that way, though. This guy's. I'm gonna offer him a minor league contract. 20 years old. You never know with some of these guys; they might get really good all of a sudden. All right. See if anyone with. Oh wait, that's what we're already sorted by. I thought we were sorted by overall. Also sign this guy to a minor league deal, 19 years old. You never know what these guys might turn into. That's another catcher. There's a lot of catchers. 24. Brandon Drury, really? He's a free agent? He doesn't have very good potential in this game, though. Yeah, his discipline is terrible. He did have a 853 OPS last year, though, for the Reno Aces. So I might sign him. 2.2 mil. Yeah, because if these guys don't make the roster, I'm not really paying them a lot to have them sit in the minors. All right. We still have a little bit of money left. Fair bit. After all these offers. I don't know. Some guys might be in jeopardy for the roster spots. But we do need, like, extra infielders, so there's also that. Might have to look at some splits. Tyrell Jenkins is pretty good. I'll offer you a minor league deal. I don't want you on my major league roster, though. Junior Lake, Lyles. Who's this guy? Another catcher. I like catchers. Just a lot of catchers. Wilfredo Tovar is really old. Tony Wolters. Well, these guys just want minor league deals. Could use some real players in my minor leagues. Not like the fake ones are really all that bad, but alright. Those are posted players. Okay, they don't really do that, I guess, in this game. I've never even seen that as an option. So, alright, let's sim a little bit and see if we get anybody. I imagine it'll be a few days before we hear anything back. There's former Blue Jay GP or Incipia sitting right in free agency where he belongs. Alright. I trust our scout, too, because he's got really good ratings. So, another bad trade proposal. Alright, let's see how bad this is. St. Louis. This guy is real bad. Who the hell's this? They keep throwing random players into these trades. Whoa. Pancake? There's a guy named Pancake? Danny Santana traded to the Tigers. Yeah, he had a bad year for Montreal for Joey Pancake. That's a great name. Alright. Was there anyone good that we missed here? No. 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 Yes. Oh, was he the pitcher? Yeah, he's a pitcher. No. 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 Yes, we saw him already. Took everyone else is kind of bad. Alright. Just those two guys we already saw. So, trade proposal we need to decline. And we need a couple things on our roster actually though. So let's take a look at our lineups real quick, and I'll set this. So we need a catcher, even if we start Rene Rivera. Whoops. So even if we start Rene Rivera, we do need a backup on the roster. Hanser Alberto. How did he do last year? 340 and very limited duty. He only had 47 at bats. I'm really concerned about the fact that he had 50 plate appearances and only walked twice. That's a little weird. Well, his eye discipline's not very good, and he makes good contact. I don't know. I might give him a little bit of a bigger role this year. He's just a bad defender. That's the problem. Let me see. We'll go back to the Offseason Center so I can see who I have as a pending offers. If I remember where to find it. Alright, so minor league. We're going to get another reliever, and we didn't. Okay, so we got two more relievers. That'll be fine. We can find spots for those guys. Drury can't really play any positions other than third and second. He can play a decent first. Not very good first, though. I don't know. Huh. I didn't think about this very far ahead. Alright, he'll just be a roster spot. He can fill in at, that's pitching. Oh, I need to get another starting pitcher, too. Probably just someone who's garbage or, like, injured and can just fill in for you. So we need an outfielder. We need a backup DH. I think I'm just going to get I'm thinking probably going to get rid of Matt Reynolds or send him down to the minors anyway. So we'll do that right now. Just consider him not on the roster. Give him a year of development more, because I do think he was up a little bit too early. All right, so let me write down on my phone some of this stuff that we might actually. I can pull up a quick notepad thing. Backup, catcher, infielder, outfielder, and then one of those guys can fill in a DH. And I think our roster would be almost full at that point. Let's count. So if we get an outfielder and just play all the positions, we'd have one extra guy, 2, 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that'll work out. I want to send Ruiz down because I think it'd be best for him to start the season in AAA. Especially since he's not the greatest now. I mean, I believe in him, but our scout really doesn't. It says that Torres is getting better, though, so I'm really hopeful about that. Zach Davies is... Apparently Zach Davies has good potential, but I thought he was pretty terrible last year. Burgos. Yeah, he's bad. And he's just all around bad. Alright, so we could use another starter. Or maybe another 2. I'm not really going to be limiting myself when it comes to starting pitching because we could use as much help as we could get in that area without, like, breaking the bank, obviously. So, let's look specifically at starters that don't want a shit ton of money. So, like, Chris Medlin would probably be someone we could look at. Derek Holland, Edwin Jackson, Tim Lincecum. Actually, Lincecum would be almost the perfect fit, I think. Although it says he's durable in this game. I might go for somebody a little bit better. I'm going to offer like 2, maybe 3 contracts, just pitchers too. So, I don't want anyone who wants too much money. Cashner probably wants a multiple year deal. He also had a terrible season last year. Holy crap. That's bad. And he also only has 2 pitches. I don't like that. Alright, so this would be like the range of people we're looking at. Like this Tim Lincecum kind of like lower end starter. Maybe like Derek Holland because he's a lefty. Not very good though. I don't imagine these guys are going to be very good though. So it's still... Edwin Jackson still listed as a starter in this game. That's insane. Been a reliever for like 3 years now, or 2 years now, at the very least. Chris Medlin, how did he do last year? No, I don't like that. All right, so let's just sign Tim Lincecum and maybe Edinson Volquez. No, he wants $7 million. Maybe like a Jesse Chavez might be perfect. Yeah, so Tim Lincecum's fine. Well, he doesn't want a lot of money either, and he had a relatively okay season last year for the White Sox. I'll give you whatever random ass amount of money you want. That was a really strange amount of money to be desiring. $1,167,250 exactly. Alright, and like Jesse Chavez maybe? R.A. Dickey didn't retire. That's crazy. Hellickson, Tommy Malone. This guys want a lot of money for no reason. Chris Tillman is a free agent. He's also listed as durable. Fly ball pitcher. I don't know how that would really bode in our ballpark. He's had 2 really bad years in a row, so maybe that's not the route that we want to go. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Let's offer him a contract. He wants a 2-year deal. You're not getting that. But I'll give you a 1-year deal for that same exact price. Oh, he's getting an offer from another team, apparently. I didn't read that until after I actually submitted it. Then it caught my eye. Tommy Malone might be good then. For almost the same exact thing. Yeah. He had a really bad year split between Minnesota and Philadelphia. He was pretty solid the year before that. 3.92 ERA. Like maybe not like great, but he was solid, and he had a good year with Oakland a couple years ago. Not really a big strikeout guy or anything, but I mean he's an excellent fielder and he has great stamina. A recent offer from the White Sox. All right, 2 years is fine. for Tommy Malone, because that's someone who, you know, would actually be worth a 2-year offer, not Chris Tillman, who's had 3 terrible years in a row. Or 2 terrible years in a row. I don't remember which one it was, but... Alright, another crappy trade proposal is coming our way. This time from Tampa. That's actually not a bad deal. If I wanted to get rid of Hansel Robles, but apparently he has 5-star ratings now, or 4.5-star ratings, even though he had a terrible season. Might just be because of his high strikeout totals, though. That's a thing that they do, even though he was like worth negative wins. I don't know. No. Go screw yourself, Matt Silverman. Alright. Let's keep simming. Message. So someone signed a contract, it looks like. Okay, so that guy, Chris Tillman, signs with the Montreal Expos. Alright, Tommy Malone likes our contract. Okay, Brandon Drury doesn't like our contract, apparently. I'm absolutely not paying you that. That's ridiculous. I can give you 1 year for that. That's not happening, though. I'll give you $3 million for 1 year. That's $4 million for 3 years. Not happening. You're good, but you are not that good. I also forgot to look at outfield. I forgot to look at what we actually needed in free agency. All right, so screw that. I'm not paying you that. All right, so we need another infielder, outfielder, and we looked at starters. So we gotta look at outfielders now. So we want an outfielder who can play all 3 positions. So we don't have to use the extra roster spot, because everything else that I've taken up on the roster is that. So let me get this guy. Yeah, he's a not good fielder. I'm really more concerned just about versatility and being able to play all 3 positions than skill. Really. Mike Baxter. I remember him. Engel Beltre. Can you play all 3? Not very well. He's kind of terrible, too. You can get someone with like a 1.5 stars. John Jay. Steve Pierce. Steve Pierce might be a good option. No, I can't really play. I was thinking if you could play the corners, then I could just roll with one of our random guys in the other outfield spot. Let's just look at overall instead of potential. That's not what I wanted. Tyler Austin, Xavier Avery, Mike Baxter, Engel, Joe Benson, Gregor Blanco wants a $10 million contract. That's ridiculous. Julio Bourbon, Jason Bourgeois might be actually good for this exact thing. I thought he was a little bit better defensively. He's an option that we could come back to, though. Lenny Chisenhall, Michael Choice. We almost drafted him. How does Coco Crisp defensively? Why can he only play left field? That's very strange. Jordan Danks. Alejandro De Aza actually might be a decent option. Yeah, you can play all the spots decently. He's got okay contact, decent gap power and eye discipline. Solid year with Cincinnati last year. After he got, I imagine, released by the Mets. I don't know, he's kind of a mixed bag, but we really only need him for defensive purposes. So as long as he can play all 3 positions, I have no problem. All right, we need a backup catcher and an infielder. So let's look at catcher and see what this market has to offer. Francisco Cervelli wants $23 million. That's ridiculous. Matt Wieters, AJ Ellis, who I forgot even was a player. JP Arencibia's terrible. Barron, Biello, Carson Blair, Drew Batera. Might not be a bad option. Actually, he's not that good defensively. I thought he was a little bit better defensively. Just remember he played in the World Series. Robinson Chirinos. I believe he's very good defensively. Yes, he actually is. All right. He's actually a decent hitter, too. He already has a 2-year deal on the table. Never mind. Maybe not. Carlos Corcoran, switch hitter. Decent defender, okay hitter. 773 OPS in AAA. It's not bad. All right, that's fine. People want weird amounts of money. All right, now we'll begin the long search for an infielder who can play at least first and second base. Because shortstop, we can play Hanser Alberto at third base if we have to. I just prefer not to, if possible. So I'm going to look for people who I already know can kind of play multiple positions. He's really good defensively. This guy might be able to be developed into a good defender at multiple positions. So there's fielding stats in AAA. Plus 7.6 at short. That's ridiculous. We're going to have to offer you a contract. I'll use you as my second and first base. And, well, I don't know. Actually, you can play shortstop. We can put him in the minors if we need to. Jordy Mercer's not going to play multiple positions. Sean Rodriguez we already had, and he was miserable not starting. Who's the hell is this guy? He's the same as Hanser Alberto, but with a little bit more potential, basically. Although, I like what he can do. I'm going to offer him a minor league contract. It's pretty good hitting ratings. And these guys can always be used for trade bait or something just to throw into a trade. Brandon Allen plays second. No. He can barely play first. Can I go back, please? That'd be good. Who else here can kind of play multiple positions? Mike Aviles. He can play shortstop. He can play every position that I might need except for first base. That sucks. I imagine there's not going to be a lot of guys who can play first base and second, though. That's a really strange combination. Emilio Bonifacio, maybe, though. Not really. Be a perfect year to get, like, Ben Zobrist, but unfortunately he's with the Cubs, so Chris Coughlin, not really. Why is... Oh, because he's a second baseman now for some reason. Forgot that the A's are weird. Steven Drew, can he play? Second base and shortstop. Why does he still have good ratings in this game? He had an 830 OPS. That's ridiculous. Oh, he only had 47 or 48 plate appearances. That explains it. He's been pretty terrible the last couple years. Offensively, anyway. Alcides Escobar is a free agent. You know Escobar. Maybe he would be able to... Wow, he can barely play any position. He used to be really good defensively, I thought. Freddie Galvis. No, he can't even play any other position besides shortstop. Is there a way to check like who can play first and second? Customize. All right, there we go. Specific conditions. Alright. Fielding rating at first base is at least 40, and I need another one. Fielding rating at second base is at least 60. Let's see if any of these players exist. No. Okay, so maybe we can go down. Customize. Whoops, that's a 5. dash, not 50. One person, and they're injured, and they're really bad. All right, so let's just go with that infielder that we already offered a contract to, and we should pretty much have the roster filled out by this point. Trade proposal. Let's see how bad this is again. This episode might be running a little bit long too, and I apologize for that. It looks like we're at about an hour already, but I might cut some stuff out. No, I don't want Tommy La Stella. Our team's pretty much put together anyway, so. Look at Hall of Fame voting too. Personal messages. So some people probably signed. Tim Lincecum. Alright, so. Okay. Apparently he didn't actually sign, but he did acknowledge our offer existed. So let me get a drink real quick. Alright. Contract negotiation updates. Not a foolish man. Playing for Vancouver next year. I like to get paid. Alejandro Diaza. Oh, we already looked at that. Was there anyone here who didn't like our offer? Tyrell Jenkins. Oh, okay. He didn't like the fact that I gave him a minor league deal, even though he's not good yet, anyway. I'll give him a major league money, but I'm absolutely not going to give you major league guarantees that you'll be in the major leagues anyway. Like a guarantee. You know what I mean. I mean, the money's all guaranteed, I guess, anyway, but. Alright, so maybe people have signed by this point. Burgos. Didn't you already give me like an update before? Maybe not. Or hopefully we get him. But it's not going to be the end of the world because he's just a reliever. Apparently Wade Davis signed in Toronto. That would be a great thing to see. Alright, so these guys all signed. That's good. Just going to delete some of these messages soon. Winter meetings start soon, too. Ryan Lavarnway. Akil Morris. Okay, so that was like a while ago that we offered him a deal. Now, if this was realistic, this would be when we see the most action. Alright, Tim Lincecum signed. Tommy Malone also signed. So we're going to have a couple of rotation spots. Probably that Burgos is going to be sent down. So that's nice. Alright, so this is like super realistic. This would be like when the most action happens, but I doubt that anything's going to get done really. Because this is the boring part of like doing the expansion stuff, is just going through the first year is so grueling and uninteresting because you don't have any prospects. There's no draft preparation. That's when the team really starts to get good, is when you have prospects in the system. So Corcoran, Alejandro Diaz, and Salcido signed. Okay, so we can pretty much skip the Rule 5 draft and then spring training. And yeah, and also Hall of Fame voting. So let's do a quick sim for the next like 4 days, and then we're gonna cut out, go to the Hall of Fame voting results, and then go to spring training. So, I didn't freaking think about any of these people. Active roster: Lincecum, Tommy Malone, other Burgos spelled differently, Corcoran. Forgot I did this. Who was this? I forgot. Oh, I wanted to send you to the minor leagues. I don't know why it doesn't auto add people to the 40-man if you sign them to a major league deal. Based on secondary roster. Can I... Drop down menus really weirdly unreactive in this game. Alright. So you're in AAA now. Yeah, you can be on the major league roster. Oh, well, it didn't drag him over there. That was weird. It just dragged him over the top of it, and then he just went away. All right, so let's just autoplay tomorrow, because that's when the Rule 5 draft is, and do this. So see if there's anyone here. And we have the first pick in case there is anyone that's really good. So let's go look by overall. And this guy is already really good. Oh my god. Where did this guy come from? Was he like made up? This is ridiculous. There's no indication of where this guy came from, and I doubt that he's real, but I'm absolutely going to claim him because he's amazing already. Gap power 70. 883 OPS in the minors at AA. I didn't check. Damn it. Richard Urena is... Did this already start? Damn, I didn't think about Richard Urena. I doubt he's going to get taken, though. Because he didn't have the greatest year in the world in the minors. If he does, though, it'll be canceled out by Yaimer Candelario, who will probably be our third baseman next year. So, because that's a hole that we kind of had anyway. We had that guy who was really good. I'm going to look... at the OSA ratings too, though. Yeah, they don't really like anybody at all. So, alright, we're going to take this guy and hope that Richard Urena doesn't get taken. So, I doubt he will, but you never know. So, Yaimer Candelario, hopefully he's good. Or Yaimer. I'll just call him Yaimer Candelario. Hopefully he turned into something really special for us. Third base was kind of a hole. We moved Schimpf over to second late in the year, and we had that fictitious guy starting. I can't remember his name. I think it was like Davis or something. He was starting for us, so definitely a hole that he has the chance to fill. And the game froze, I think, again, so... And you're just going to cut out right here, and I'll let you know if we got Urena. Okay, never mind, it unfroze immediately. So, I didn't think about that. I'm going to look next time. Yeah, Scott Shook and Richard Urena were both lost. Scott Shook I wasn't really super concerned about, actually. Yeah, he's not very good. And Richard Urena, I imagine we can trade back for if we absolutely need him. But that was a big loss, and I didn't even think that anyone was eligible. Can I look? Okay, it's already up. It just wasn't showing up on my screen. I mean, not the greatest loss ever. He wasn't the best for us in the minors. He was a lot better when he was in AA. He might end up being a big loss for us, but at the same time, I could always just trade back for him. Trade for player. I don't really know what we could even offer up. Like Jonathan VR. Like, yeah, they can't even afford that. So that was stupid. I didn't even think about that. Severino, Leonardo Molina, maybe. Why is Zach Davies still considered a prospect? Yeah, Leonardo Molina, and we'd also need like this guy and like another one. Yeah, so. All right, that was dumb. We lost one of our better prospects. At the same time, I don't think it's gonna absolutely kill us either. I didn't think he'd go in the Rule 5 draft though either. He doesn't say when he went, but all right, yeah. So, actually, if I look at history, it might 17th. So yeah. It was a pretty late pick. Alright, so we'll do roster management, in a bit. I'm going to sim to Hall of Fame voting results, and I will see you in a moment. Alright, so here is the Hall of Fame voting results. Manny made it on the first ballot, obviously really deserving of it. Vladimir Guerrero made it almost on his first year. He was 3% short. Bagwell, so close to making it in as well. Clemens got about 50. Barry Bonds was about 50. Tim Raines, unfortunately, did not make it. I think he's a Hall of Famer personally, but he's probably not going to make it in real life either. Kurt Schilling got a pretty decent amount. Trevor Hoffman. Edgar Martinez looks like he's not going to make it. Fred McGriff looks like he's not going to make it either. Jorge Posada got 11% in his first year. Sammy Sosa still under 10%. Edgar Renteria, Billy Wagner, Facero, Ramon Martinez, Hideo Nomo, Derek Lee, Tim Wakefield, and Delino DeShields Sr. all dropped. And Delino DeShields actually got no votes for the Hall of Fame, so that's pretty funny. All right, so we're going to sim up until spring training. I'm going to set the lineups, and then we will see you when that's ready. So see you in a second. All right, so here is a general look at our lineups coming into the season. We're going to lead off with, actually got to change this a little bit. It didn't save my my settings. I flipped these guys. And then I flipped a couple other guys too. Like I put Schimpf up. Alright, so we're going with this general lineup. Hyun-Soo Kim had a really good OBP last year for us, 339. So we're hoping he can improve upon that. VR, number 2. Hopefully we can get some sort of production out of him at that spot. Wilmer Flores, hopefully he has a big year. Ryan Schimpf. Yamer Candelario is going to be 5th. Preston Tucker 6th, so we can put him in more of a run production role rather than getting on base. Like the number 2 spot usually is. Scott Van Slyke, I'm hoping for a bounce back year from him. Rene Rivera 8th, and then 9th is Joey Ricard. I hope he can have a solid year. I'm not banking on it, but I hope that he can really bounce back. And then this is going to be our pitching. I went a little bit differently of a route, and I sent a couple of our guys down from the last year's expansion draft class, and James Pazos and a couple other guys, and we kept up Enrique Burgos and Randall Delgado, excuse me, I read Paul Sewald, and we put Paul Sewald and Akil Morris as setup men and Hansel Robles as the closer for now, and we're going to keep these guys in middle relief, and I think this is going to work out the way we wanted to, because we got 2 lefties, 2 righties in middle relief, and then we got the 2 setup guys, and then we are going to have righty-lefty, and then a righty at the bottom, and Zach Davies. Jose Torres is going to be our number 4 starter this year. It's Rasmo Ramirez. Hopefully he can bounce back. And Tommy Malone and Tim Lincecum are going to be our 1 and 2. So that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. And stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be our first draft and a mid-season update. So thank you guys for watching. See you then. I did forget one quick thing before this video does wrap up. Is we have to go we're going to go through preseason predictions for the second season of this, because we didn't go through them for the last offseason. So this game believes that we are going to be the worst team in the American League by 2 games over the Minnesota Twins, and it also believes that there are going to be three teams in the AL East to make the playoffs, and that all 5 of them would have playoff worthy records. Oh no, so 4 or 5 would have. Well, these guys have the same record, but they think that the worst team in the AL East is going to be better than the best team in the American League West. So, and we are in that division. So, it looks like it might be possible to make the playoffs. I highly doubt that we will, because our pitching is pretty terrible, but we will see how that goes. And then as far as league-wide, it also thinks we're going to be one of the 3 worst teams. It thinks that the Atlanta Braves and Montreal Expos are going to be worse than we are, and that's weird, because I actually think that their roster... Well, let's look at their roster. I just think their roster is better, or at least their pitching is better. Yeah, they have Chris Medlin, Mike Leake, Chris Tillman, Edwin Jackson, and Drew Pomeranz, and those are all pretty decent starters. Well, maybe not Chris Tillman. But Pomeranz had a pretty good year last year, 4.05 ERA. Edwin Jackson had a pretty good year with Seattle the year before that. And Mike Leake had... Oh, he had a terrible year, but... Chris Medlin's had solid campaigns the last couple of years, and their lineup's not terrible. Well, I don't know about this guy. I don't know who he is. Looks like some guy that is his first year in the league. Chris Coughlin, Chris Carter, John Singleton, Wilson Contreras, Jacoby Ellsbury they traded for, apparently. What did they trade for him? I don't even know how they afforded him. Their market might be bigger. Evan Gaddis and Yomar Reyes. How is he? He's pretty decent. So Jacoby Ellsbury actually had some value to a team. That's incredible, especially since he only had a 724 OPS last year. But it's none of my business. And then they have Reimer Liriano and Delson Herrera, who are not very good. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting parallel throughout the season to see if we're better or they're better in the second season. Neither of us are going to make the playoffs, so it won't matter. But I think that'll do it pretty much. We can look at the top 10 hitters and top 10 pitchers. Nobody there and nobody there for us. Okay. And it looks like nobody for Montreal either. So that's pretty much going to do it for this. I think we can look at a couple other things. Well, we're here. Like I think it's league info, league reports home. See where our prospects or our farm system ranks. If it's select league report. Preseason prediction, team power rankings. I'm pretty sure we're going to be last. No, Washington is last. That's shocking. I would not have expected that. And Arizona's first. Are they all in like alphabetical order? They're all in alphabetical order. Okay, I'm stupid. There's the top prospects. We're not going to have anybody on here. Dansby Swanson is the second. Oh, actually, we do. We have a top prospect. We have Jerry Aguilar. This is a guy. He was discovered by our prospect or our international scout from Venezuela, and both the OSA and our scout think that he is going to be a great hitter. Well, I can't look at the OSA apparently because we haven't. All right, when I looked at the OSA earlier. Let me look at the OSA. They said he was going to be really good, so that's good to hear. He's the fourth prospect in baseball overall, so that should improve our. That should, one, meet an owner goal, and two, that should improve our minor league standing. And it doesn't have one of the prospects that we traded with New York for has gotten 3 potential boosts since we traded for him. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Montreal had a couple guys. Gowdy and Graham. Our scout doesn't like either of these guys. Did they have any hitting prospects? Yeah, they did. They actually have a pretty decent farm system, it looks like. They have 4 top 100 prospects. How did they get this guy is what I want to know. They traded with Milwaukee this offseason. They traded Richie Schaefer for him. That's a really strange trade from Milwaukee's perspective anyway. Traded top prospect and this guy who's young. I don't really know. So let's go back, and then Montreal should have a pretty decent farm system. It should be better than ours by at least better than ours. So top minor league systems, and we'll get out of here. So Dodgers, Rockies, Braves. Apparently Brendan Rodgers is only the 40th best prospect. Huascar Ynoa, who's I drafted in OOTP 16, and he always turned out to be pretty good. Blake Snell's the 45th overall prospect. That seems a little bit low. We're actually not bottom of the barrel. Montreal is 23rd, and we're 13th. That's insane. Our minor league system's not even that good. We just have Cherry Aguilar. So, all right, take a look at how good this guy is. We don't know what position he's going to be yet. It looks like he can kind of play everything, but he is supposed to be a really good. He's probably going to be a leadoff guy, although his eye discipline's not very good. It looks like he's going to be like a 2 or 3 hitter, then maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy it. This will actually end. See you next time.